Hi everyone, welcome to the webinar, the first webinar of transforming the future of our planet for 2025. And thank you, Oliver Chapleur and Edith Nicol, as well as Shiou-ping, for joining as a panelist to our webinar today. Um, yes. So we have attendees joining in, and also for thank you, Florence, from admission that joining me today, so that you can share more about the admission process for the MSCT program at Ecole Polytechnique. So we have attendees joining in. Um, so good morning from France, from Paris. It's a little bit cold but sunny today. And perhaps good evening to who's based in Asia, and probably early morning for whom based in America. So great. I think in 1 or 2 minutes, we will start the webinar for today. Right. Hi, Sophie. Welcome to the webinar. Um, a very good evening, good morning to everyone, and a happy New Year 2025. So officially welcome to our webinar, Transforming the Future of Our Planet, specified in the program of Environmental Engineering and Sustainabilities. So joining me today with their Oliver Chapleur, the Program Director of MSCT Environmental Engineering and Sustainabilities, and Dr. Edith Nicol, Co-Program Director, as well as Florence Casses from Admission, and Shiou-ping Shen from our current student at the program. Um, and thank you for all the attendees that making time joining us today. So for the agenda, of today, firstly, I will introduce about Ecole Polytechnique, um, and se sorry. For firstly, I'll introduce about Ecole Technique, and after that, the program director will speak in more details regarding the programs. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put in the chat box, or at the end of the section, we have a Q&A. And after that, Xiaoping Shen, our current student, will share about his experience studying at Ecole Polytechnique, and Miss Florence Casse will share more about the application process. And at the end, if you have any question, please feel free to let us know. Um, for Ecole Polytechnique, for who, as you may know, is very well known in France. It's known as l'X, and it stands for a tradition of excellencies, as well as it's a leading institution in science and technology that based in Palaiseau, and along the course of nearly 2 centuries, Ecole Polytechnique has been proud to be one of the best university for students, and mostly our students get employed even before their graduation. Um, and at the moment, we have around 3,600 students and counting more from all over the world. And for more than 40% of our students are internationals. At the moment, we have around 51 nationalities and counting. And we offer programs from bachelor's to PhD, and master is one of our program offer at the moment. Um, Yes, and for our campus, we have an ecosystem of 23 laboratories, and students can live on the campus. And we have classroom, the lecture room, and all the sport at the Ecole Polytechnique as well. And for the student life is one of the important parts of your student journey at Ecole Polytechnique. We have more than 250 association related to culture, artistic, social, and scientific as well as sport activity. I think Xiao-ping, our current student, could share more with you about that later on. And also on our campus, as I was mentioning, is an ecosystem. So we have even bank or hairdresser or post office. You can find those service in our campus as well. And one of the amazing thing is with our libraries where you can study, relax, as well as you can explore the historical journey with our museum inside the university as well. And now speaking about the Master of Science and Technology of Engineering, Environmental Engineering and Sustainability Management, I'm pleased to give the floor to Dr. Olivier Chapleur and Edith Nicol to present more about the program. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Kelsey. Thanks a lot. Well, hello everyone, and thanks for joining this webinar. I think we will focus directly on our program. That is the Environmental Engineering and Sustainability Management Master of Science and Technology program. So we designed this program to train the future engineers and also the project manager so that they can tackle a wide variety of environmental challenges. Those challenges, they can include, for example, industrial discharge control, innovative pollution diagnosis methods, plenty of problems related to water, clean water, drinking water, soil treatment, waste valorization, etc. So, of course, our program it will cover a wide range of classical technical concepts, but we also want to dedicate a substantial amount of time to cutting edge concepts, such as the one listed on this slide: life cycle assessment, eco design, omic science, numeric simulation, and modeling. Our idea is to ensure that our graduates are equipped not only with the traditional knowledge, but also with the latest advancements in the field. What I can say is that a characteristic that is also of our program is our commitment to experience-based learning. In our program, there is a combination of lectures, of data-driven case studies, of immersive company visits, different field trips, and also two internship opportunities. The idea is that the students they not only gain theoretical knowledge but also practical experience to ensure that by the end of the 2 years of the program, the students are proficient in technical skills, but they're also equipped with some real-world expertise that is needed for their employment and also for their future role in the environmental sector. So maybe you can get to the next slide, please, Kelsey.
Yes.
Yes. So here on this slide, you have a list of some of our partners, some of the partners of these programs. During the program, you will have the opportunity to interact with people from very different background and perspectives. We have both public partners and private partners. What do we mean by partners? These partners, they will contribute to a program by providing some instructors for the lecture, for example, for the practical sessions. They will also organize different workshops. They will facilitate internship placements, offer different internship opportunities in their company or in their institution, and they may also offer some employment opportunities for our graduates. So they are from really different background and different domains. So maybe we can go to the next slide to go a little bit more into details into the program. So the main difference between the first and the second year of the program is that the first year is a little bit more theory-based and focused more on fundamentals and methodologies, while during the second year, we try to see the different topics more in depth with more applied courses. As I told you before, there are two mandatory internships in this program. The first one takes place at the end of the first year and lasts for 4 months. And during this period, the students they must work on a scientific project. There is also a second internship at the end of the program, at the end of the second year. That should last between 5 and 6 months. And for this second internship, the students will have the choice between completing, sorry, either a scientific or more managerial project. Of course, you can have access to the brochure and the details of the program by scanning this QR code or looking at our website. And in the following slide, we will see with a little bit more details the presentation and the organization, sorry, of the courses. This is for the first year. You can see that the year is divided into 3 different periods. During the first and the second one, you will be at school and you will have a mixture of technical courses and also management courses. In parallel, there are also a couple of transverse courses that will enable you to explore additional topics. And the third period is dedicated to the internship that can be in France or abroad, if preferred, or if you have an opportunity abroad. The structure of the second year on the next slide, please. Yes, it's rather similar to the first year. As I mentioned before, the courses are a little bit more applied and less fundamental than in the first year. You also have 3 different periods. The 2 first periods will be in Ecole Polytechnique with different courses as in the first year. And the third period is dedicated to the internship that can be a little bit longer than the internship of the first year. As I told you before, of course, you can also go directly on our website, and for each of these courses, there is a link, and you can click on the link and have more detailed presentation of the content of the course. What happens after graduation? This is something very important. Our students, they find jobs in various fields, from the industry and the research in France or also in other countries, depending on the opportunities and what they want to do, what they come from. So you can see here a list of some examples of the current position of students from the past year. For example, one of our past students is the pollution strategy consultant. You have different consultants in the environmental field. Some of them work also as engineer in different projects related to the environment. Every year, a couple of them, not a lot, but some of them, they continue they continue after this program by doing a PhD. So that's also a possibility. Can apply to the program. As I told you before, it is a very technical program. So for this, you will need to have a bachelor degree. We have plenty of different topics in these courses in this program. Sorry, so different bachelor degrees can be aligned with the technical content of the program. For example, engineering, chemistry, physics, geology, biology. So yes, students from very different background can apply. All the courses, they are taught in English, so it is required that the students they have an English level of at least C1. Yes, and as I told you, we have plenty of different disciplines and different um, different courses, very varied courses in this program. So if you don't exactly have a bachelor in engineering, chemistry, physics, geology, or biology, your application may also be considered, provided that you have a strong background in the mentioned topics, or you can show that you have enough backgrounds to follow the different courses of our program.
Yes, thank you so much, Oliver, for sharing. And I think we also have notable alumni that graduate from program and now working as climate strategy consulting or eco design engineer. So for attendees that joining our program, you can scan the QR code and see the exemplar of how our alumni has been successfully launched their career after the studies. And now, Shiou-ping Pen, um, hello. I'm sorry if I just realized that I wrote your name not correctly. I truly
Oh, that's fine.
apologize for that. So if you could please share about your experience, what motivated you to apply to the program, and how's your journey as a student at Ecole Polytechnique so far?
So my name is Shiou-ping Shen, and I had a background in environmental engineering also. So that's one of the reason why I applied for this program to learn more about engineering and environmental and sustainability, and the courses that we have, LCA or some analytical chemistry courses, like more deep tech, more technical courses. I haven't had those type of courses before. So, one of the reasons why I came is to learn more stuff as what everyone would, that's why everyone's pursuing a master. But, but like academic aside, the student life in Polytechnique is also, very enriching. So it's very, very international. It's not just,
Uh,
only French student. Actually, there's more international students involved in it, and you live in the same dorm and you start, chatting with them, or you make friends, and you throughout this journey, uh, we learn a lot with each other.
I see. That's very interesting to hear. So, what is your favorite activities at Ecole Technique, academically and also besides the class?
Favorite activity, academically, probably, I don't know. During the finals, we all stay in the library together, and then we, study it, and then do the projects, and try to throughout, this process, we get to know each other with the other students, and becoming friends, and that's probably the best part for like both academically and social life wise.
I see. So, if you could describe your student life in 3 words, what would they be? Um,
It's very concise. Probably international, uh, very international. What else? Hmm. Mm, I don't know. I couldn't think of big words, but I would say international and knowledgeable, and also uh, it takes perseverance to go through,
I see.
especially the language part,
I
because
see.
it's in France and we need to learn French. Yeah.
No, but the study is entirely in English,
Yes, yes,
and
yeah.
you decide to learn French outside of the class as well.
Yeah, of course, because when we do the internship, we try to go into the French industry. Although some of them are international companies, but it's also a way if you want to communicate with the people, the local people, you still need a certain level of French. But I think it's an advantage for student to come here. You can learn another language while you're studying full English programs. So it's an additional for us to an additional lesson for us to learn and another skill.
I see. And is there any element of surprise before and after you join Ecole Polytechnique that you would like to share to our future students?
Surprise. I think if you come, you might, because when I came, I didn't know it will be that international. It will be that more like a lot of students from different countries, not just in France. But I'm pretty sure everyone comes, it will be surprising that, that people have this stereotypical mindset of, oh, if I come into France, I need to speak French, but that's not the case if you come to a polytechnic.
I see. That's very interesting and insightful to hear. And so for our attendees, if you have any question, please feel free to put it in the chat box as well as reach out to us. So now I think move on to, and thank you, Shiou-ping, for your sharing. I think now we'll move on to the application. So if Lawrence could share with us, that would be great.
Of course. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So I am Florence Casse. I am the admissions manager here at Ecole Polytechnique for the master's programs. And here are how you can apply with us. So there's first an online application, and in order to apply, you will need to complete the form and then include a list of different documents. Those documents are the transcripts of all your previous post-secondary education, including your exchange programs, as well as your degrees. And if you are currently finishing your bachelor, which is I think what most of you are in a situation of, or your engineering program, we need an enrollment certificate from your school just to state that you are currently finishing up your program. We will need, obviously, we will need the contact details of 2 referees. One of them must be a professor at your current institution, so a teacher, a lecturer, or a manager or supervisor from your last internships or previous jobs. You will find a section in the application form in which you can fill out the contact details of your referees, and they will receive an email to complete the form and upload their letter of recommendation for you. We will ask you also a personal statement. We request a very specific format. You can find it online. It's a Word template, a Word document template. We really ask you to respect it, as well as the number of characters. That way we make sure that you stay succinct and concise and still complete in your personal statement. I can give you a few examples of the different questions that we might ask. You will have I'm sorry, I'm completely lost. I'm sorry. I was at personal statement, sorry. So we will ask your resume and an English test score results, either IELTS, the TOEFL, or the Cambridge Advanced. We do not accept currently other tests other than those 3, and your level should be equal to C1 Cambridge level. And you will have to pay the application fee, which is 90 euros. We do not offer any application fee waiver. It is mandatory to pay the application fee. And so based on your online application, we will then review all the applications we've received, and a short list of applicants will be interviewed for 20 to 30 minutes. We will assess your scientific culture, your motivations, your accomplishments in and out of the classroom. And this will be also an occasion for you to ask your own questions, to discuss maybe financial issues you might have or not. So that's the second part of the interview, of the application.
Right.
And then after the interviews, then we will assess all the shortlisted applicants and decide who is admitted.
Great. Thank you so much, Florence, for sharing the details of the application. So for who attended, if you have further questions, please feel free to send the email to our admission team. So we'll get back to you, I think, within a week. And now I'll be pleased to share about a little bit about our tuition fees. So for this year's, it will be 15,100 euro per year, plus the application fee, as Florence share, is 90 euro per application. And so when you admit to the program, you have a couple of financial aid or scholarship, depends on your academic excellence or based on the needs. So usually we will examine the scholarship on the first and the second round. So please hurry up. So the first round has been closed, but the second round is still opened. And beside the scholarship at Ecole Polytechnique, you can also check on the Campus France. Usually they have several scholarship based on the countries that you're in as well. And for the moving on to the living expense, so when you are studying in a student in France, you are eligible to the French National Housing Benefit. It is called CAF in France. It's usually from 150 to 200 euro. And here's are the table of our estimated costs living in France for accommodation, on campus and off campus, as well as the transportation, the phone plan, and the visa. So here is a brief summary of the expenditure. It could vary a little bit, depends on the inflation each year. And here are our application rounds. So we have four rounds, and as I was saying, the first round has been closed, but the second round is still opened. So please hurry up. And you can scan the QR code for our landing page on how to apply, as well as where to apply on our application platform. So if anyone have any question, please feel free to put on a chat box or send us an email or reach out to us on our social media. So our email is gdaadmission@ecopolytechnique.fr. Yes. I think we have one question. So before I proceed to the webinar, are full fundings applicable to this program? So I suppose with this question, so when you apply to our program, and if you are eligible to, if you are admitted, then you will be considered for the financial resource, financial aid or the scholarship at Ecole Polytechnique. So do you have age limit for the applicant? So I suppose Oliver or Nico could you please respond to this? Yeah.
We don't have age limit, of course. The idea is that you will be with students who are 23 years old, so you have to be ready to go back on school and to enjoy.
But every year, either in our program or in one of the other MSCT program, there are a couple of students who are, I mean, a little bit older than the classical students after bachelor, and this is not an issue. I mean, if it's not an issue for you, this will not be an issue for us.
I see. Thank you for letting us know.
And
Yeah.
I can also add that in the past when it happened, it was very interesting for the group also to be able to share the experience and multiple things between each other, and also with the students with more experience, even professional experience.
I see. Yes. So is it possible, the question from Ellie, is it possible to apply for the second year of the program only?
Yeah, well, yes, it is possible, but you should be able to show that you already have the knowledge that is provided in the first year of program, and also that it makes sense with your professional plan and your plan, and so it's very uncommon that we accept application students directly in the second year of the program. It's not impossible, but it's very uncommon. And you should really show why you think that you can directly enter into the second year of the program.
Great. Thank you so much for the response. And I think I'm afraid the time limit for my Zoom is running out, so we have time for one last question. Do you accept minimum of instruction letters instead of IELTS? So for this question,